Okay, I think I'm here. I think I am. There we go. Okay. Morning, Steve. Morning, Addison. Since you two are on, can you tell me if you can hear me okay? Because I decided to go outside. I was going to do this in my front room, and then I was going to do conscious coffee in my bedroom. And I thought about the bathroom. I thought about all these different spots, and then I only dropped my phone like 5 times. And it just keeps popping out of this morning. It just went pop, pop. It's like it does not want to be sitting in that little thing today. So it's like, fine, you know what? The birds are chirping, and there's a beautiful tree that is blossoming that I can kind of look over at every now and then. So I'll just go out back, even though it's a little chilly out here. Just a little chilly. Oh, morning, Mika. Okay, good. So everybody can. Morning, Gabriel. People can hear me. Good. Yes, no. Sometimes my phone acts up back here. Yeah, well, I am just actually waking up. I allowed myself to sleep in this morning through my 6 o'clock alarm, through my 7 o'clock alarm, and woke up by my kids saying, "Do I have school this morning?" So, yeah. And my daughter is still pregnant, if anybody is questioning. My daughter is still pregnant, although she was having a lot of leakage yesterday. So I think her water is broken just a little bit, because when she moves just right, she gets a lot of liquid. And she's in and out of contractions, so this could go on for days. Who knows? But I keep expecting to get woke up in the middle of the night to rush to the midwives to have a baby, but it hasn't happened yet. So until she delivers, we shall just carry on. And this morning I was sitting there as I was trying to figure out where I was going to do conscious coffee at. Of course, I was also trying to just feel into what today's topic is. And I had a whole bunch of different things pop up into my mind. And I didn't have a whole lot of feeling around all the things that was popping up into my mind. So I was just like, all right, that's not it. That's just you trying to find a topic. And I just kept going on, and I was just looking at all this different stuff, and then I was kind of thinking back through the week, because it's been spring break for my kids, and we went camping, and we did, we've done a lot of different little things, and it's been a very productive family-oriented week, and just a lot of kind of like staycation stuff, which is cool and awesome and everything. But it's also and happy belated St. Patrick's Day to everybody, because that was yesterday, right? And I could have done a conscious coffee yesterday. I just didn't. I was home, but I just went, you know what? I'm going to give myself a little bit of space and just let myself just have the day. So I actually laid in the sun for like an hour and just suntan, and that was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. I did a few other things, just some self-care things, which brings me to the topic of grace, patience, and not taking any shit. The not taking any shit is a really important part of it, but we'll get to that. Grace, this is one of those words that for me, I have fought with. What does grace mean? What does grace really mean? It's like, oh, you've got, you'll get grace from God and grace this, and give yourself a little bit of grace, or you're so good at giving yourself grace. I've heard that one, and I go, what? I don't even know, like, I need to look that word up. And I think that it's so valuable to give ourselves grace. Morning, Woody. Morning, Jason. Janelle. It's so important to give ourselves grace, because I think that, looking at, especially, there's just been a whole bunch of things that's happened over the week, and different areas where I am a super self-critical person, like a really, really self-critical person. And I want to get everything right. I want to make sure that I get it lined up right. I want to make sure that everything, comes off perfect. And through the years, in my 20s and even into my early 30s, I really wanted to make sure that everything was just so. And I would not accept anything less than with myself. And I basically lived a miserable existence because I never gave myself grace. I never gave myself the space to be human and to just go, oh, that's just me being human. That's okay. I can be human. I can have, oh, it's kind of cold. I can have, this, I can mess up. I can fuck up, and it's okay. I can still love myself through my fuck ups. And that's really what grace is to give yourself compassion through anything, through just basically looking at it and going, yeah, I am human and I've made some mistakes and I've done this and I've done that. But to just go, hey, you're human. And you know what us humans are supposed to do? We're supposed to be remembering who we truly are, and we're supposed to be learning lessons. We're supposed to be really experiencing life, because that's what our physical being is about, is to experience this thing called life. Not to sit around and just pay our bills and to survive it, because FYI, none of us are going to survive it, right? Like, we're all going to die. We're all going to croak at the end of our agreement term here on earth. We're going to and we're done, right? So why not live? Why not live and experience it, but have compassion for yourself while you're living? Like, look at everything, and as you do mess up, as you do fall down, think of yourself like a small child that's learning how to walk. We don't get mad at our child when they are learning how to walk and they stumble and they fall, and then they have to crawl over to the table or the couch and pull themselves up, and then they take off again, and they just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. No, you don't get mad at your child. You cheer them on. You go, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to fall down. Get back up. Get it back up. But we don't do that for ourselves. We fall down and we go, well, it's different. I'm an adult. I'm not allowed to have that mess up. I'm not allowed to fuck up in this way or in that way. I have to get it right. I know better. Sometimes you just mess up because you need to feel alive, and your soul is going, hey, we're kind of feeling dead, and we need to kind of put a little wobble in the boat here so that we go, woo, and we feel alive. I mean, that's quite often, a lot of the times while we do different things, is so that we start to feel alive again, because we live this life of just doldrum, of boredom almost. Here it is Monday morning, and how many people are starting their day, and it's just like, oh God, here I am again. I'm going back to work, and I'm going to do this, and it's now what, 8, 10, 12 hours at one place, and you find little things in your workday to give you a little whoo, just a little whoo, right? A little spark, a little, oh yay, I'm alive. But are you really truly alive? Because there's a difference between surviving your life, which is just this, like boo, like that, or it basically flatline, right? I call a lot of people gray people because they almost look gray to me in their energy. It's like they're just dead. There's no life. They're definitely not thriving. There's no light in them. And they're just like this gray, dull, I don't know, almost like a corpse walking around. And it's the saddest thing to me to see these, like breathing, walking, talking, thinking, working, loving zombies walking around. Maybe that's why I should have titled this zombies walking around and just existing, when we each have this choice to be that zombie or to find things in our life that actually allow us to thrive, and give ourselves grace for all the little things that we try that may not quite pan out, may not quite work out the way we wanted it to. And this comes into play in every single part of our life. I know lots of people that will seemingly go through job after job after job, and it's like, what are you looking for? Well, they're probably looking for something that actually feels good consistently. Or you have, and in relationships, it's like you stream through relationships and you're looking for. What are you looking for? Are you looking, in general, yeah, we might be looking for, the one. We could say, I'm looking for the one. Does the one even exist? That's a whole nother topic, whole nother live to do. But what we're actually looking for is we're looking for that relationship that matches us, that feels so good, that we just are a fuck yes to it in every cell of our body because it matches us at that deep level as every single way. We do the same thing when we walk into a house. Do you move into a house that you're like, I really hate the neighborhood, I really hate the build of the house, I don't like the floor plan at all, dang, this house is really dark and dingy feeling, and ugh. Do you just move in there and go, okay, well, you might if that's the only option you have in that moment. And you're like, no, I'm going to get this so at least I have a roof over my head. But then I'm going to what? Move, right? Then I'm going to find the house that I really want. And the house that really feels good. The house that I want to raise my family in. The house this, that. Well, we do that in every single area of our life where we kind of stream through things because we're looking for the right fit. Do you look at every one of those houses, like that dingy house, that dark house, that house that you hated the floor plan to, that you didn't like the neighborhood, that you this, that? Do you look at that and you go, I am such a failure. I am such a failure because I have this house and I really dislike it and it really turns me off. I don't like this house at all. Man, I fucking suck right now because this house sucks and that means that I suck. So I suck. That's it. I'm throwing the towel in. Because I obviously am a horrible human being because I don't have the house that is completely in alignment to me. Or do you just go, this is a stepping stone. This is a stepping stone house. This is, you know what? This puts shelter in over my children's head. This puts shelter over my head. This is the space. Now from here, at least I can look at what other options I have in the next 6 months, year, 2 years, whatever that term is, right? That's how we typically look at like a house. We might even look at that as a job. We don't go out there at age 18, get a job, and I mean, the majority of people don't think that they're, or nor do they want to be in the job that they were in at age 18, right? So we come out of high school, we get this job. If you're 40, do you really want to be working that job that you were working at 18? Or do you look back at that and you go, man, that was such a beautiful learning. That was such a beautiful learning space. I really got this. I really got that from that. And this is exactly where it moved me forward. It introduced me to this person. It opened up this gateway. Woody, train the voices in your head to be your cheerleader. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what giving grace is. It's kind of like you got to listen to the angel on your shoulder more than the devil on your shoulder. Because the devil, even though you might say, well, Kendal, the devil says, do this fun thing. And the devil says, do that fun thing. And, be adventurous, be daring. All right, the devil can do that too. But there's a time and a place for everything, right? And I am Miss Love Adventure, love all that kind of stuff. But let's look at the angel and the devil more as the soul and the ego. And you want to listen to the voices of the soul, which would be, as Woody is sharing here, like to be your cheerleaders, right? Because your soul is your cheerleader. It's going to it is going to be a little bit softer of a voice, and it's going to consistently say, it's okay. It's okay to fall down. It's okay to be human. Lean into what feels good to you. Lean into like that right there. Yes, there might be a little bit of fear there because it's new terrain, because it's something new, but it really is exciting too. It's not you need to stay put in this house that you absolutely hate, in this job that you've had since you were 18, because this is, the only thing you're ever going to get. When you have those points of scarcity, those points of the really truly beating the shit out of you, and just telling you that you are nothing, That's the ego. That really is just the ego going, get down there. The ego does not like change. The ego does not want you to change. The ego is trying to keep you safe from preventing you from opening and changing. Hey, baby.
Tattoo.
Hold on. I have a tattoo on my hand that my son gave me. Yes, I have a tattoo still. I will show it in just a second. I'm in the middle of doing a live. He gave me a tattoo last night. And it's supposed to say mommy, and it's supposed to be my house right here. So I'm going to have to wash that off later. But kids were drawing on me. We were having a conversation, drawing on me. Anyways, bro was just making sure that I didn't wash it off prematurely, I guess. But no, I mean, to give yourself grace is something where you're just letting yourself be human, accepting yourself, self-acceptance, self-love, self-forgiveness, and realizing that no matter how much of a fuck up you might be, that you are still worthy of greatness. You are still worthy of abundance. You are still worthy of love. You are still worthy of all of this beauty in life, and that it's not there just for the ones who really put their head down and live this like little itty bitty life where they try not to ever get anything wrong and just exist, just get through and not really get anything out of it. So we're gonna get interrupted again. Let me finish this, please, babe. Time out. Here.
That's her house and that's her name.
Okay. Stay inside. I'll show you in a second. All right, back. I need to show off my tattoo. Okay, and then we have patience. Well, patience is part of grace, right? You can't have grace if you don't give yourself have a little bit of patience. Give yourself grace, which basically means that we don't want to pray for patience, because what happens? We end up getting every opportunity to learn patience. And let me tell you, you should be getting every opportunity to learn patience anyway. Patience to me is really more of a moment, a space where you can take a breather and you become very conscious of the moment and reflective, and you just hit that pause button that I often talk about. You hit that pause button, picture the Staples big red button. You hit that pause button, you get very present in yourself, present in the moment, and you try to look at this experience, whatever is coming into your experience, not through necessarily your eyes, through your experiential level, but through something greater than this self right here, through God, through heaven. There's a song that I absolutely love, "Look at Your Life Through Heaven's Eyes," and it really is. It's just to be able to pause for that moment and look at this moment through heaven's eyes. That gives you this ability to have beautiful patience in your life and kind of see things a little bit differently. To realize that, hey, no, that other person is not saying this to offend you. Maybe there was a miscommunication here. When you pause and you start to look for the possibilities as to why things could happen. I mean, you have a choice in any moment to look at it as to look for the fault, for the guilt, or to look for the possibility as to, hey, this could have happened because of this, it could have happened because of that. Because the majority of issues that we have in life is communication based. It truly is. I mean, we just do not communicate clearly. We get interrupted all the time. Like if you have children, you're very aware of this. You're constantly getting interrupted in communication. I've never had a conversation with my kids around where it was just clear straight through and everything just lined up perfectly. So like a half sentence can happen and then boom, you're off this direction. It's like a kid will throw you into what I call a squirrel event constantly. But if you, in any given moment, you really do, patience is really about just pausing and trying to look at things from multiple ways, and then you get to choose which voice you want to listen to, because one voice is going to tell you, that person is trying to get you, like the world is out to get you mentality, which can come out in every little thing. They're trying to lie to me. They're trying to steal from me. They're trying to, they're thinking poorly of me. They're this, they're this, they're this. Or there's the other voice, that angel voice that will say, where the soul is going to kind of give you the like, yeah, no, that's not right. That is all ego. The soul is going to line up more with, it's okay. Just breathe. Just breathe. It's okay. And step forward. What do you truly feel? Like really, truly, what do you feel? What feels good to you? Does it feel good to be mad at that person? Does it feel good to take offense to something? Does it feel good to think this? Does it feel good to say that? Does it feel good to approach that person and, like want to basically verbally fight with them or even physically fight with them? The soul is going to lead you this direction, 100% away from all of that stuff, because none of that stuff is truly in alignment to who we are. And I mean, that divine light inside of us does not want that turbulence, that wobbling, that rockiness that we just tend to constantly throw into our path. And anytime we throw that wobbling, that negativity into our path, guess what we do? We throw ourselves out of alignment. We throw ourselves out of alignment. We throw a lot of resistance into our path. Basically, we build a whole bunch of walls where there's no walls, or there might be a little bit of rubble that we can just kind of step over, but there's really no walls there. We put the walls there from the thoughts that we're thinking and go, oh no, I feel like this is like, they really meant that. Like they really deliberately did that. Did they really? Are you sure? Are you in their head? Do you really truly know 100% what's going on or not? And I mean, even the best psychic out there is probably going to go, yeah, no, I don't really know. I mean, and anybody who says, oh, I'm a mind reader and I can tell you exactly what you're thinking, test drive them, because I can tell you what, they probably can't tell you what's going on, because we have thousands and thousands of thoughts going through our head at any given moment. And whatever train of thought we get on is what we're going to start to feel. So it is your...
As I get dressed, I ride my bike.
Go get dressed. As soon as I'm done with my conscious coffee, we can go bike riding. Okay?
On my bike?
Yes. But you got to let me be for just give me like 15 minutes.
Hold me because
Yes,
I
I can.
balance.
Okay. Close the door. I'll help you balance. Close the door.
But the seat's like this. It's lower down the seat.
Yes, I know. He's learning how to ride his bike. Okay, let me finish, please. Hold on. Time out again.
Oh my God.
Okay, and we're back. I put my 13-year-old son in charge of watching his two little brothers. And this is how a 13-year-old watches a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. With headphones on and his phone in his hand like this, sitting there drinking cocoa or whatever. And he's just sitting there, and I walk in and he looks at me like, what, Mom? What? Well, I should take offense to that. I think that he did that completely on purpose. I think that he's trying to deliberately mess up this conscious coffee. Isn't that goofy? But we tend to do just that, don't we? We tend to do just that. We look at these situations where we look for the wrong. We look for all of this instead of breathing in the moment and having a little bit of patience. And the patience here is to have patience for the moment, right? To have patience for the moment and to allow things to kind of just come out the way they need to. And if we really truly need an answer because we're really thinking and we've gotten ourselves on this train of negativity, on this train of they're out to get us, okay? Because occasionally there are people out there to get us. But you can almost feel that, right? There's going to be something like really, really pulling inside of you. Like, it's going to be like, ugh. And then I would say, get the fuck away from that person. Like, if you really think that somebody is out to get you like that, if you're really feeling that, then that is not a person you should have in your circle. Just get the fuck away from them. That's so much better than to constantly be doing this, like that. And it's just like, but we do that, right? We tend to what? There's lots of people that want to cause drama. And we, again, have that choice. Do we live with the drama, or do we step out of the drama and live in peace? Well, it's always our choice. Always, always, always our choice. The more drama that happens, the more likely you are to have less grace, and the more likely you are to have less patience, because you're just going to get that negative rub constantly from that circle. So change the circle, breathe into things, look, and just have that moment of just which is patience being inserted right here. Patience is nothing more than bringing presence to the situation, analyzing it just a hair, giving it a little bit of space to disperse, and asking yourself, is this so? Is this true? Is it accurate? When you put that in there, you're going to find out that the majority of the time, what you're thinking, what you're feeling is off base, because the majority of it is just not really coming at you in that negative. It's how you're taking it. It's how you're perceiving it, which is how you're perceiving it, which makes you feel it completely different. Much like, are my kids really deliberately trying to come out here and to consistently interrupt? No, they're just checking on mom. They're just like they're kids, right? Is he really, the 13-year-old, really trying to not listen to me? No, he got caught up on what he got caught up on. And he didn't even probably see me pass by as I was trying to go all over the house, figuring out where I wanted to do conscious coffee this morning. I didn't check in with him and say, hey, I'm going out back. Make sure that your brothers don't come out back for a little bit, right? Now, so the deliberate nature, we tend to think that things are very deliberate and we have zero patience on things, and we want to get into fight mode when we really should go into pause mode and to analyze. And then there is the take no shit, right? Take no shit, which I kind of touched on that already. The take no shit is that when people or things, and those things could be, it's that job that's just driving you crazy. There is nothing that lines up at the job. Is it when you just find yourself coming home and you're going, is this even worth my paycheck? Is this worth? Now, I'm not saying quit your job. Shouldn't quit your job until you have certain things in place. But it might be a good time to start making a plan. Might be a good time to start making a plan. Your house is completely falling down. The neighborhood's going to shit, and it's just no longer any good. Well, then maybe it's time to actually move in a different direction. But what? You don't just pack everything up and say, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I'm going to just throw everything in my car and we're going to live out of the car for however long this takes. No, you start making a plan, right? You start making sure that you get your savings. You start looking for different houses. You start dreaming about the things that you might want. And that's a big, big ticket thing to really, the take no shit is to start to, I'm not going to take any shit and make that quick severing, that quick firing, as you could say. You could fire your job, you could fire your spouse, you could fire your house, you can fire a friendship, you can fire an eating pattern, you can fire so many different things in your life. And we do need to do those things. Those are those transition points, because when we've been consistently constrained and forced down one path, and all of this negativity starts to spiral and our world gets crazy and dramatic and just, completely out of source, and we get pulled off of our alignment, sometimes the only thing that we can do is stop taking shit, which means that we just fire, we just sever that shit, we clear it out, we eliminate it, and guess what? It's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel peaceful. It's not going to feel joyous. It's going to be like, ooh, your boat is going to rock. Your cage is going to rattle in those moments. That is a birthing process. It is all about birthing into a new experience of yourself and really claiming the life that you want in those moments and going, no, fuck that. And yes to this. Yes, this is the path, because what? If I lean into this, if I go, this is what I really want. This is where I'm really dreaming about. Like, this really feels good to me. It feels opening. This feels expansive to me. And that's what you're looking for. You're not looking for this. You're looking for expansion, because guess what? You can't breathe here. You cannot breathe here. You cannot grow here. You can exist. You can exist. But can you thrive when you got this going on? No, you cannot thrive when you got this going on in any area of your life. In any fucking area of your life. You're not going to be able to thrive if you are constrained like this, okay? Thriving is about being able to open yourself up, to completely breathe into life, and to fully expand yourself, experience yourself, grow, and just fly. Just fly. Like, just let life move through you. No life is going to move through you here. It's going to drip through you. Like, drip, drip, drip. It's like that irritating hose drip, okay? That's what you get in this right here, in that constriction. There's a lot of irritation, a lot of frustration, a lot of drama, a lot of pain, and very little peace. But to go from this to this, it's going to be turbulent. In one fashion or another, you're going to perceive it as turbulence. You're going to perceive that movement forward. It's that cracking of that shell that you've been in. It's going to feel a little bit scary. It's going to feel a little bit edgy. And you've got to just kind of open up to it, breathe in, and trust the energy. You've got to just trust the energy. Trust your soul. Trust that the path is there. Trust that you've got it. Because the more you lean into this and you open, and it really, really feels good, guess what? Those steps that you're looking for that you don't know if they're there or not, they are there. They're going to just rise up, and they're going to be there, and you're going to start to see them, and you're going to start to just step, step, step. And that path is going to be so much easier, so much greater than anything that you can imagine. And it's just really just having that faith, trusting the energy to do that. And that means to stop taking the shit that you've been taking in any particular area of your life. I mean, if it's really starting to cause you turbulence, if it's starting to cause you to feel like you're just, like you're just being, I don't even know what a good term is here. Just like that completely just shut down. You cannot be you anymore, then you're definitely not on the right path. Definitely not on the right path. As something that is not you. And you've got to give yourself the grace to go, hey, this served its purpose. This has been beautiful while it existed, and now it's no longer. I'm going to give myself the compassion, the grace to breathe into this, and it's not a failure. It is success because I learned from it. I experienced from it. This is part of my life process. This is part of our life process, because you're always dealing with other people, right? And the timing is what it is. Like, you've just got to let yourself like move through things and the energy disperse how it needs to, instead of looking at everything from such a black and white perspective of failure, success, failure, success, failure, success. And I can use relationship on this one for sure. Although I could use the job of 18, but I'm going to use relationship. What is a successful relationship, in your opinion? I actually encourage you to write this down. Journal on this. To journal, what is a successful relationship, in my opinion? What does that really truly look like, feel like? And really go deep with that. Like, to get all that surface stuff off that's going to come up for each and every single person, right? We all got surface stuff around what success looks like. Oh, success is, we meet each other's eyes, and I constantly feel like this or that, or he puts the toilet seat down, he puts his socks in the hamper, like that. All right, and like, this is like beautiful stuff, like, oh yeah, and we're just happy forever. We're happy. All right, no relationship's going to be happy forever. You're going to have turbulence within the relationship. There's going to be arguing. There's going to be miscommunications. There's going to be all this shit, right? What does successful relationship truly, truly look like? One where you learn a new level of self. And that's a good answer there, Addison. And that is that there is the learning your new level of yourself. And is there anything more than that? Is there truly anything more than that? Is success based on the lifestyle that you live? Is successful relationship based on how long you guys were here together? Is successful relationship based on, openness and communication? Is successful relationship based on how much sex you're having? Is a successful relationship based on how spiritually, aligned you are in your religion? And I'm going to put that out there, your religion, because I believe that everybody is spiritual, but we all have different religious support systems. So is that where success is? That you're aligned here? You're aligned on how many times you want to have sex each week? That you eat the same? And the longevity of the relationship? What really defines success in relationship to you? Start there. And what you're going to find is that, much like Addison has shared here, one where you learn a new level of self. If you can get to that perspective, or some sort of perspective of that, what you're going to discover is that every single relationship is a successful relationship. Whether it lasted one day or 30 years, every single relationship is a successful relationship if it moves us closer to who we really are, closer to new aspects of ourselves. It helps us open, or helps us see our dark spots that need to be cleared out, helps us to start to really, take advantage of different things within ourselves, helps us to heal, to clear out, to shift things within ourselves, helps us to look at life through a little bit different perspective. Did we learn, did we grow from this relationship in some fashion or form? That would be the question that you really truly need to get to in some fashion. Because if you can get to that point where you're going, as long as I learn something and I grew from this relationship and I experienced a new aspect of myself, then it was a successful relationship. If this relationship completely shut me down and I didn't do anything about it, well, guess what? It was still a successful relationship. Because if you became aware that you didn't do anything about it, and that you are now conscious of, hey, I tend to want to be such a people pleaser that I will shut myself down and I will just not even be who I am in order to feel love, in order to be approved of, in order to blah, blah, blah. Well, then you're meeting a new aspect of yourself, aren't you? An aspect that maybe not is healthy, but it's still this aspect of yourself that you're becoming consciously aware of. Nobody said that everything's going to be perfect, that you're just looking at the positive of things. You need to look at the positive and the negative things, because we need to see our blind spots as much as all the spots that are before us that are lit up in beautiful light, okay? It doesn't... Now my dog wants out. Hold on. Gabe, my 6-year-old, he's trying to let the dog out on the other side. It didn't seem there. He's like, she just wants out. And he's like, oh, we're upstairs in Levi's room. We're doing this. If you need us, just yell in, Mom. Yell for me if you need me. So, consistently concerned and wanting to be helpful. Anyway, back to the point here with my cold coffee. Taking no shit is really truly about, really truly about just looking at things and getting very real. I forgot to turn that down. Sorry, guys. Very, very real with what is right for you and what is no longer right for you. Because every single thing that is on our life path in any given moment is right for us. That's why it's there. It's here because it is what we need to be breathing into. It is here because it's what we need to be experiencing. It is here because it is allowing us the space to say our yes and our no, to be more authentic, to be more in integrity with self, to really truly, Phoebe, stop. She's seen now. To really truly tap into who we really are and allow ourselves to be more ourselves. If you think that this should not be showing up on your life stream of experience in that moment, then the only thing wrong is you're thinking about how that it should be there or that it should not be there. Because I promise you that if it is there, no matter how shitty of a subject it might be, a shitty experience that you might be going through, it's still there. If you feel like there's some injustice happening to you, guess what? There's a lesson in it. There's something that you need to become aware of in that. If you feel like, like back to the grace and the patience and stuff, right? If you feel like somebody is attacking you, well, there is something inside yourself, in your alignment process and who you are, that's actually calling that in. That's going, I always get attacked. People are always out to get me. I can't trust anybody. I don't really like people. These are the thoughts. If you're a person that says, well, I don't really have a lot of friends. I don't really have a lot of social activity. I don't really, I don't know, get a lot of opportunity. I'm always getting passed by at work. Nobody ever really sees me. Then realize that that's something inside yourself that's probably, I don't really like people. I don't really trust people. I really think that people are, that the world is out to get me in some fashion or form. That you're always looking for the gotcha. Oh, this is too good to be true. There's got to be a gotcha to it. If that is what's going on in your head, then you will draw that shit to you, okay? You will definitely draw that shit to you. If you're looking for something in, if you're looking for something in your relationship life and it's not showing up in your relationship life, then there's a holdback inside yourself. If you're getting consistently something else being revealed to you in different relationships, whether that's intimate relationships, friendships, even dealing with your children or something, if you have that kind of stuff coming at you, then there is something inside yourself that there's a resistance there that's pushing away everything that you're wanting and attracting your worst nightmares, your fears, okay? So if you have a fear around something, then you're going to attract it to you, okay? Because the more you're focused on it happening, the more it's going to happen until you just go, all right, I'm going to stop calling the shit into my life because I don't want it anymore. It's no longer serving me. So if it's no longer serving you, just stop focusing on it. Change your focus. Give yourself compassion. Give yourself a little bit of grace. Have a little bit of patience. Go. Get very, very present with yourself, with the moment, and say, hey, I'm doing this to myself. I'm doing this to myself. I called that person in. I called that experience in. I did this. I did that. Self-responsibility. The best way to make it through anything at all is to have self-responsibility and then apply grace to it and patience to it. And also, don't take no shit. Because if you get down to it and it is just not in alignment, you're really truly not happy. It's not just a little bump in the road. It's a fucking tree hitting you and you're like, boom, you just got T-boned on the road of life. Well then, it's time to say, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm no longer going to take that anymore. I'm no longer going to allow this into my existence anymore. And I understand that the more I focus on, the more I fear, the more I go, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. I'm doing this to myself. I'm doing this to myself. I'm doing this to my experience. I'm doing this to my energy. Instead of breathing in and trusting the energy and trusting that everything is going to be okay and that everything is always working out for me and that there is more than enough with playing left over of any subject that we want to talk about. There is more than enough with playing left over and we can breathe into it and we can experience it and we just have to go, patience, 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 grace, 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 patience. No, I'm a no to that. So I'm going to change my focus. I'm going to go this direction. I'm not going to allow this into my presence any longer. Is there going to be some wobble time? Yeah. It's going to take a half a second for your boat to get stable again, to stop wobbling from the wobble that you created in your thinking and in your feeling. But once you change your focus and you cast your focus out this way and away from this right here, your boat will stabilize. And you're going to feel a little bit more peace. You're going to feel happiness from a deeper level. You're going to just be lit up. And that is where that thriving comes in. That's where that abundance in all good stuff comes in. Eric. Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Lance, by the way. I learned to ask, what is this trying to teach me rather than why does this keep happening to me? Excellent, excellent. Yes. And then you know what? That's exactly, you can look at it like, what's it trying to teach me? What is it trying to get me to remember? What is it trying to show me? And it really is just looking at it from that, because if you use the why does this keep happening to me, that really is more of a I'm the victim and this is happening to me. So that puts you back into this disempowering place where when you go, what's this trying to teach me? Why am I open to this experience? Why am I allowing this experience into my life? If you're doing that, then guess what? If you're opening up to the possibility that you are actually calling it in, then you're going to get a much better lesson from it, and you're going to be able to sever the negative energy, the negative charge experience a lot quicker if you proclaim your responsibility for it than to go, oh, I'm I'm just a little victim over here and this is happening to me. It's happening to, yeah, no. You're not going to get anywhere from that small stance on anything. You've got to come in from a big stance, and you've got to just know that you are worthy of that big stance, and you've got to just trust in your soul and trust that God really does have your back. The universe really does have your back. It really is there. The energy is there. You've got to trust the fucking energy, because when you feel that momentum, when you feel that move, if you go into shutdown victim mode, then you'll sink your own damn ship, okay? You will cause another reenactment of the Titanic to happen in your life if you do this in those moments, where if you go, all right, I see the iceberg, I understand we just scraped across it, right? I understand we scraped across it. And I did that because I called in this. I called in that seemingly iceberg. But here's the thing. We're not the Titanic. It's not really a fucking iceberg. Even when it really truly appears like an iceberg, it's not really that big of a deal, okay? The biggest deals out there, and I mean there are some big fucking deals. I have some clients that are dealing with some humongous iceberg situations right now, like some really, really iceberg situations. My heart and soul goes out to them, and I pray for them consistently. And I've been through a lot of different changes as well that felt like iceberg situations. But on that note, I don't know, do I want to say that or not? Do I want to say it? I think it was just last week I was telling Addison, I told her, I said, because a little more than a year ago, a little less than a year ago, I went through this humongous transformation period, and it was dramatic and traumatic on the front side. Okay, dramatic and traumatic on the front side. It really felt like I had hit an iceberg and my shit was going to go down. I was like, holy fuck. But I just told her, I was like, man, what a beautiful experience that was. It almost makes me want to like go through it again, because there was such living there. There was such I really got the opportunity to put my faith out there, to put my certainty out there, to really show, hey, I can have this level of certainty, of faith in the energy, in God, in the universe, in my soul. And I was so in alignment at that point. Even though I hit the iceberg threw me into alignment, and I went, oh, but boom, like that. And I was just in this alignment, and all this really beautiful, amazing experience came from that. And it's just been this ripple effect of that. And if you can look at things like that even sometimes when we do hit those icebergs, even when we hit these really painful, traumatic situations, that it's not why it's happening to us. It's what are we supposed to learn from it. And 99.99999% of the time, the lesson is to trust the energy, to just trust the energy, to exert your certainty, your faith right there, right in that moment, to really, truly get clear and just know, hey, God does have my back. But it's a tough place to be, right? Because we all want to go, yeah, I have certainty. Yeah, I have faith. I trust the energy. I think I'm in alignment. I get this energy thing. Yeah, I know how to manifest. And then we get a little shook, and things don't manifest quite the way we want them to. They don't happen quite the way in the speed that we want it to, or show up exactly the way we want it to. And what do? We start to doubt. And once we start to doubt, then we go, well, I'm not good enough. I'm too much. I'm not worthy. I'm blah, 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 blah. Victim. And we shrink, right? We just shrink down to basically dog shit. We shrink down to this dog shit level, and we're just waiting for somebody to step on us. We're just like, yep, just bring it, because I just know that that's what's going to happen. And if we get squished, we're the ones who squished ourselves. It's our foot squishing us. We are in both positions, and we're causing that. And it's really just that doubt that we throw in there. It's, what are we looking at? The angel, the soul, or the devil, the ego? Who are we leaning into? Which aspect of ourselves are we leaning into? Are we leaning more into, yes, this is our soul. This is that softer, that going to get us into alignment, going to bring us what we want. And this is like, yes, this feels good. Or maybe it feels a little bit scary sometimes, because we're not used to trusting the energy. Or do we lean into the ego where it's world's out to get me? I know that this is going to happen. I'm going to buy into this, perspective, this perception of different things, because our perception of one thing is going to be completely different than any other person on this planet. So are you buying into that? Are you looking for the darkness, or are you looking for the light in any situation? Are you applying grace, or are you looking at the, like, oh my gosh, the whole attack? What are you really truly looking at in any given situation? Are you really having patience, or are you just pausing and going, I'm going to think this through, and overthinking everything? Because you could be saying, I'm having patience by hitting the pause button, but are you overthinking it, or are you breathing into it and opening up to it? Lots of different things. And when you hit that take no shit place, well, are you just severing it because you don't want to really get in there because you're just done with it? Because you can reach that just point of done. You can. Or are you severing something because you really truly believe that the energy has dispersed that way? Are you allowing it to sever itself, or are you severing it like this? There is no right or wrong there, by the way. Both need to happen sometimes, okay? You can allow something to go on and on and on and on and on, and it'll never, ever end when it really needs to end. Or you can just sever something sometimes. But then there is the severing too quickly. That's the, that's the quitting the job before you have a game plan, the moving out of the house just because you don't like it, so you throw everything in your car and you go, I'm done with this. Or are you actually going to start to put together your game plan of greatness, of, no, I'm going to call in what I really truly want. Start to call in what you want. Ask yourself what a successful relationship really truly looks like. Realize that relationship is everything in life. You have a relationship with the house you live in. You have a relationship with the work that you choose. You have a relationship with your intimate partner. You have a relationship with your children, your family, your friends, your colleagues. You have a relationship with yourself. You have a relationship with God. You have a relationship with your health. And yes, you have a relationship with money. So what does a successful relationship look like in every single one of those categories? I challenge you to take the rest of today and throughout the day to write down those categories of relationship and to just journal what success looks like in each one of those. What does it look like? What does it feel like in each one of those categories? And then ask yourself the difficult question of, do I have it? Do I have it right now? And then ask yourself, I know, homework. Sometimes I do this. And I guess Monday, this is like your week-long homework. Do I have it now? And if you don't have it, ask yourself, what would it feel like if I did? What would it feel like if I did? Okay? And then just once you get that down, I want you then to just pause, and I want you to just take your hand and just place it either on your chest or on your stomach. Close your eyes for a half a second. Lay down, preferably on a couch or on the floor or on your bed. Breathe into yourself, just 3, 4, 5 good deep breaths. Relax your body. And I want you to actually visualize and feel what it would be like to have that success in each one of those categories of your life, in each one of those areas of your life. What would it really truly feel like? And I guarantee you that if you just feel into that, you're going to feel its beauty, you're going to feel its joy, you're going to feel its yumminess. And just doing that little exercise every single day is going to help manifest it into your life quicker than running around and looking at everything that you don't have, and the lack of what you don't have, and the shit of what you do have, and the frustration and the overthinking. If you just take the time to do that, get that clarity. Without clarity, you have nothing. Get that clarity, and then do that little practice. And just do that consistently. And that is going to change your energetic field. It's going to help you manifest exactly what you want into your life. But here's the little gotcha to this. The little gotcha to this is that, thank you, Addison, she just put the Conscious Coffee homework down there, is that it may be so different than what you currently have that you're going to have to disperse what you have right now, which is going to cause you to feel turbulence, cause you to feel some stress, cause you to feel maybe even a little overwhelmed, pushed, fear, in order to get that good feeling stuff that you experience and what you write down there. So then the next question that you have to ask yourself is, do I really want it? Do I really want it? Am I really willing to receive this at this level? Am I really ready, really truly ready to receive what I want what my soul wants at this level, because it may cause me a little bump on my road that might feel like I hit an iceberg. It might feel like I hit an iceberg here, or that I really ran up against something. I hope that you choose to have that little bump and to really claim what you want and to say, yes, I want that, and to be able to disperse what's not in your good in your life, what's not in alignment in your life, so that you can truly have what your soul wants and what you deserve, because we all do deserve to thrive. We all are worthy of it. And my hair is stuck in my zipper. Oh my goodness. And nobody told me this, people. No. I zipped my hair up. That hurt. Yeah. So, there you have it. There's my thoughts of Monday morning conscious coffee on a beautiful, beautiful day too. I mean, it really is a beautiful day out here. I'm sure you guys have heard the birds chirping and everything. All the trees in my neighborhood that can blossom are blossoming. So there's this tree back over here behind my daughter's house, who lives next door to me. It's got all the pink blossoms, and another one that's got all the white blossoms and stuff. I can't wait till my favorite tree gets its green leaves going again. But yeah, so there's a share. There's the thoughts of Monday morning. I hope that it was beneficial. If anybody got any benefit from this, if you enjoyed this at all, if it touched you in any fashion, hit the share button. Hit the share button for me. Share this conscious coffee. Thank you, everybody who has been watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you, Addison, for putting down the homework there and sharing as well. Much appreciated. Let me see, little notes as my dog is whining over there because her butt is cold, because she's sitting on a cold cement. And she's like, oh, let me in. Well, now she's shaking. She's giving me this pathetic look. Absolute pathetic look. But let me see, what was it doing? Events. I have conscious manifesting. It's to manifest your man. How to consciously manifest a lover into your life. That's 10 hacks that I'm going to be teaching. That is this next weekend, ladies. It is for all the local ladies, all the single ladies, to come and explore and have a fantastic time enjoying how to manifest that conscious lover into your life. And really, truly, what does that mean? Well, to find a conscious man. I know that we all get kind of sick and tired. There's a lot I hear over and over and over again, and I've experienced many an unconscious man in my life as well. Those men out there who just think that dating is just for hooking up, or that to date just means like, oh, I'm gonna get myself a wife and everything's gonna be this, and we're gonna pop out 2.5 kids, and we're gonna have this and that, and everything's gonna be like, I don't even have to try, I don't have to do anything, I don't really have to go deep with anything, I can just be a surface man, and that's not being conscious. A man who's not doing the work on himself. Well, we're going to talk about how to manifest your man, the one that is conscious, that is present in his life, is present in his lovemaking, is present with you, and can, yes, ask that question of, how was your day, honey? Yes, that question that we all want to hear, and actually take the time to listen and what that means. So I'm going to teach you 10 different acts I've learned to bring conscious men into your life so that you have a little bit of a pool to pick from. And then Addison and I are teaching in early April, I believe it's April 6th. It's called Seeing the Other Side. It's an experiential journey into your sex. And this is going to be a phenomenal event. Also another local event. We're going to be teaching you guys. There is really not going to be a seminar portion to this one. It is going to just be action, 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 action. It's going to be very, very powerful, very, very strong. It is PG-13, rated for language. Even though we're using the word sex here, it is not about the PV version of it, right? We're not talking about intercourse. We're not talking about lovemaking. We're not talking about fucking in this course. We're talking about your sex and the power that your sex has to feed your entire life and to clear out some of the dark spots, which I was just talking about some of that right here, those dark spots in your internal psyche and in your internal world in multiple different ways, and even in your physical body, so that you can really access and dominate your life to really conquer and open up to who you really are. So make sure that you explore that. Addison has been so kind to put those links on here for Seeing the Other Side and for Manifest Your Man. Make sure that if you are interested, if you are local in the DFW area, if you're a lady, Manifest Your Man co-ed workshop is Seeing the Other Side. That will be open to men and to women. So I hope to see a whole bunch of you there. If you are not local, if you can get your butt here, we would love to have you. Otherwise, know that for the ladies workshop, Manifest Your Man, I will be putting out an online version of this as well and teaching it live here on Facebook in the very near future. So this will be available to all you single ladies all over the world as well. Okay, guys, I love you. As always, stop existing, start living, and I will catch you tomorrow morning with another Conscious Coffee. Bye, guys.